Good afternoon. Abby Jean, hello. Are you ready for beverage roundup? Because I got two beverages today. It's a two beverage kind of day. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Beverage roundup. I'm feeling a little under the weather. So I have this very appetizing looking concoction, which is actually very, very tasty. It is orange juice and this, like, oh, hey, Megan. It's just doing the beverage roundup. We've got orange juice, and this is like a cran pomegranate juice that I mixed together because kind of like this little Christmas ornament. I'm a little hoarse today. Oh, I'm a riot. My mom hates driving past cemeteries because I always make a they're dying to get in joke. So I have this orange juice cran pom. Ah, soothing. And because I'm also kind of sleepy, in this mug, I have espresso, a giant mug of coffee that I make with espresso powder, hot water, almond milk, and I think I used vanilla, French vanilla syrup. So that's my beverage to keep me awake and my beverage to soothe my throat. How are you guys doing? Okay. Megan says, nice. I made a smoothie with strawberries, kale, milk, cocoa powder, honey, and cinnamon and collagen powder. Uh, how did that turn out? Was feeling not great the past 2 days, but feeling better and working now. Okay. Well, I was feeling great the last couple of days. And then I went out and did errands this morning. And I think maybe when I drive around in the car and I'm breathing recirculating air, that maybe that's giving me issues. I don't know. Megan says it actually turned out quite well considering I winged it. Here's the thing though, is that this morning, it's afternoon. It really is. And I know that about today. I haven't had lunch yet, and neither has my mom. And we have something pretty quick planned, but it necessitates my being away from the computer in order to help fix it and eat it. So I was wondering if maybe the first sprint could be like 20 minutes or so I could go have some lunch and come back. Because I know I usually do the 10-minute unpleasant tasks, but I'm not doing unpleasant tasks today because I just don't want to. Oh, by the way, tiara check with the matching earrings. Abby Jean says, yes, do that. Don't starve yourself here. Well, I'm in no danger of starving. But my mom, on the other hand, she's going to get hangry. And oh boy. Mhm. Megan says, that works better for me too. And yes, go eat. So I'm going to go ahead and make this. I'm going to go with 30 minutes because I don't want to have to rush through lunch. How does that sound to everybody? And then sounds good. Good. Excellent. I'll start the timer. And when I come back, we can maybe have more conversation and not just like be rushing around. So let me just find my clock. You can tell I do not use this cell phone very often. Timer, timer. And okay, I'm turning on the timer and we'll see you in a half an hour. And I'm muting the mic now. It's time to come back now. If you could please come back or don't. I am still not the boss of you. If I were in better voice, I'd actually try to sing again, but you know. Thank you, Abby Jean. Hello, Megan. I see B stopped by. Is she still around, or did she go to wrest her salad away from her daughter? I was like, I had cucumbers with lunch, but I took them internally. I mean, that really, really did not come out right. They were chopped up in the salad. Oh, man. You ever have one of those days, like when you're kind of like borderline sick or borderline not sick, and you did a lot in the morning and everything kind of feels a little unreal and dreamlike? I'm kind of feeling like that right now. So, but in a good way. Uh, we had herb chicken tortellini with pesto. I think my tiara is askew, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. It feels right. Anyway, we had herb chicken tortellini, which we tossed with some pesto, and we had a garden salad. It was very good, and it was very fast to prepare too, because this is all stuff we get from Aldi. I did not make any of this myself because, yeah, I didn't. I just didn't. Okay, and now I've still got my orange juice and cran palm mixture, because of course I am a little hoarse. Oh, that never gets old. So I did have a very busy morning. Do you guys want to hear about that, or do you want to tell me what you guys got up to, or what you're reading, or whatever? I saw what B said about the Valentine's tree, so I realized I hadn't turned it on. And now it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Megan says, I'm still working, so tell us about your morning. Well, I sprung fully formed from the thigh of Zeus, and I had read about half of Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle last night. I finished it this morning while I was waiting for my mom to get up. Then we had breakfast. And then I posted to Instagram and played some Sporkle. That's a quiz site I enjoy. And then I put on some makeup and filmed my library on haul, because I found out yesterday morning that there was a book that was due today. So I quickly read that. I mean, I read it yesterday, and then I filmed my library on haul this morning, and then I went and returned the books, like did the physical actual unhaul, and got gas and went to a couple of different stores to get groceries, mostly just like little fun stuff. I did get some fruit because we were running low. We still have the tiny bananas. Next time during the sprint, I'll get the tiny bananas so I can show Megan what tiny bananas look like, and anybody else who's interested. Megan says, LOL, it really is a tug of war between you and the library with books suddenly being due. Yes, well, what was happening was I did not realize. Usually they send me a notice like a couple of days before they're due, and they're like, you have items that are due back or have been automatically renewed, because they just, and as long as the books, you can renew them a certain number of times, and as long as nobody's waiting for the book, they just keep renewing it until you bring it back or you run out of renewals. So this time, though, it was a new book. So I think somebody probably had a hold on it, so they wanted it back, but I didn't get the notice, and it turned out I had accidentally sent something from that library to spam instead of trash. So my email spam filter was just like, oh, everything that comes from this library is now spam. So I wasn't getting the notices. And I just saw that the book was due. I didn't get as much warning as I normally would, but I did see it in time to read it. And so I did that, and I took them back. Megan says, Wow, it automatically renews for you? That's cool. It is. It's really, really convenient. And so then I did all of that. And I got home and I hadn't checked my email, and I saw there was a notice from another library in the same system saying, your library items are due soon. And I was like, "Ah." And then I looked and I saw it was two books I had already read and I returned this morning. So the notice went out before the books got checked in. So that was not a problem. So I did not have to do another reader versus library due dates vlog. I have a reading vlog planned. Uh, anyway, I also picked up a couple of books that were on the hold shelf. And if you want to know about those, so yeah, yes, yes. What are the books? What are the books? Well, I enjoyed Time to Shine, the MM Hockey Romance by Rachel Reed, so much that I asked for a couple of her other books that are available in my library system, but it turns out that they're part of a series. And I think these two are actually like one's a sequel to the other. I don't know that you have to read the other books in the series in order to enjoy these, because one of them is the second book in the series, and it looks like the first book is about a couple of other dudes. These are all MM Hockey Romances. And these are not the discrete covers. They're not. So if you are feeling of tender sensibilities, avert your eyes. There are new editions out that have like tune covers. So are we ready for not entirely clothed men? Has everybody been sufficiently warned in case they wish to avert their eyes? Because 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. And you can look again. However, you're going to have to look away in a second because there's a sequel. That was Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed, Canadian. And the sequel is The Long Game. And again, you may want to avert your eyes. 4, 3, 2, 1. I love you, dude. I love you too, man. Let's bro out. Okay. You can look again. I put it down. So, yes. So, like I said, these are in. Abby Jean says, always ready to look away if warned. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Anyway, I like to imagine that there are like just like really cool flannel shirts just like on the floor near them and that we can't see. Because that's what I think about when I see a picture like that. I think, where are their flannel shirts? I'd like to know. Would you like me to read the plot summaries on the back, or do you think those pictures are worth 1,000 words? So, like I said, Heated Rivalry is the second book in the series, but it's about a different couple than the first book. And then The Long Game is like the third or fourth book in the series. I don't know, but it's about the same couple from Heated Rivalry. So I'll see what I can do. They're not on Kindle Unlimited. So if I want to read the whole thing, and my library doesn't have them all, and so if I want to read the whole thing, I have to pay, and pay big. The Kindle bundle for the first 3 books is $18.99, and the Kindle bundle for the second books is also $18.99. Whereas the hard copies are like $13 or $14 because these are mass market, but the hard copy, the ones that are available now with the cartoon covers, I think are trade paperbacks. So if you want to know more about those, let me know and I will read the summaries for you. They're hockey players and they like winning hockey games and, smooching dudes. I'm okay without them, says Megan. Yeah, I mean, they're hockey players. They skate and smooch dudes, and it's cool. Yeah. Although I think the second book, it looked like there was a warning for certain like depression and stuff, so there might be some mental illness rep, which would be cool. So let's see. I also, while I was at one of the stores I went to today, I got a notebook. And I just liked it because it has like a little thing on the side for your pen, my pen. And it also has the elastic bookmark, which is my kind of deal. However, the cover also has like a fidget game. It's like you can, I don't know, make these beads do something. I'm not sure. It looks like I might be able to remove that if it drives me nuts with the, I don't know if you can hear that, but it does have a little bit of a sound to it. Okay, wait a second. Where are you? Abby Jean has something to say. Why do you think of all sports or even all contact sports, hockey is the one that blew up in romance? Um, I don't know. I think it's possible that there was a generation of writers who grew up watching such movies as The Cutting Edge with D.B. Sweeney and Moira Kelly, where he is a hockey player who has to pivot to being a figure skater. And that was a sports romance with a hockey player and a figure skater. And a lot of people found it to be quite compelling. I remember I enjoyed it. I saw it because we had a preview of HBO at my house. And they showed us that movie, and one of the other ones was Chaplin that Moira Kelly was also in. Oh, it wasn't HBO, it was the movie channel. And I was like, does TMC stand for the Moira channel? Because not gonna lie, she's cool. I like her. I don't know. And then there was an explosion in, I remember seeing it, and I don't know if this was a leading indicator or what. This was about over 10 years ago. A lot of people started writing a hockey alternate universe stories in like the Due South fandom, maybe because they were the original source material is Canadian. I'm not sure, or maybe it was following some other stuff, and then people started writing hockey RPF, and then we were like, well, why do we have to write about real person fiction when we could just make up characters? And then, I don't know, but there's also like baseball romance, and I think hockey has a lot of female fans, like maybe more so than American football. I'm not sure though. These are just speculations on my part. I have no claim to have my finger on the pulse of society. And Abby Jean says, thank you for your thoughtful response. That's a good point about female fans. Yeah. And I think, I think there's also a tendency to interpret that kind of aggression, or at least kind of, I don't know if it's kind of like redemptive or something, but I think that, we have a desire to reclaim that kind of aggression and maybe turn it into something more positive. Well, not that sports aggression isn't necessarily negative, but if you think about like all of those people who shipped Harry and Draco as like, or Spike and Angel from Buffy, and they're like interpreting that antagonistic relationship and saying, oh, but what if it's actually that this aggression is masking something else, something more interesting than just two dudes being at loggerheads? That's a possibility as well. Abby Jean says the aggression for sure, but there are other contact sports, is what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know because yeah, because there's American football, but maybe there's something that's appealing to female fans for hockey, and especially people who want to read romance and hockey romance, whether it's MF or MM or even FF. There's something about the combination of the the speed and the agility plus the aggression that's very compelling to watch. Unlike American football, where it's just like a bunch of guys run around frantically for 30 to 60 seconds and then they all stop for like 20 minutes. And I think hockey is there's the grace that's required to maintain balance on skates and the speed with which you flow around the rink. And I think that's maybe that's part of it. I don't know. And Abby Jean says also if one book like Icebreaker takes off, it becomes a trendsetter. Yeah, like I said, I wonder if like Hannah Grace or other writers were just like uh saw the cutting edge when they were young, or maybe for people of my generation. Well, I'd say people of my generation, Ice Castles, except that she was a figure skater and I don't think there was any hockey involvement there. You didn't have Moira Kelly flipping her skirt, in the cutting edge, just flipping her skirt and going, toe pick. And Abby Jean says, oh, yeah, so true. There is some beauty to it. Yeah. And like I said, I don't know. I find American football is just like, I don't understand it. And I don't really, I'm not that interested in it. And hockey, I mean, I'm not terribly interested in that either, but I do understand what I'm looking at. With American football, like I said, they're all just running around and then suddenly they stop and then there are going a bunch of commercials. And I'm like, I guess something happened. Hmm. So, yeah. So I did all of that running around this morning. Oh, Megan's got some thoughts. I don't go for sports romance, so it's interesting to hear both of your thoughts. However, I think if I did hockey romance would be the one I'd try because at least I understand what's happening. Yeah, I don't normally I didn't think I was big into sports romance, but I have read some hockey romance, MM and MF, and I've been enjoying it. So, you know, uh yeah. So yeah, I did that running around this morning and then I came home and ah Megan says, but also Canadian equals hockey, so I don't have a choice. Well, you have an NBA team and you have an MLB team. So, the only NBA game I've ever gone to was in Toronto. So Megan says, LOL, thanks. Yeah, thanks. The Raptors, what the heck? Yeah, like I said, and I've been to a lot of WNBA games, but the only NBA game I've ever been to was Indiana at Toronto. So yeah. I mean, I was mostly there because there was a hockey lockout at the time. I would have liked to have seen a Maple Leafs game, but that wasn't going to happen because of labor disputes. So, so yeah, I did my running around and I came home and I'm hoping to have the library unhaul up tomorrow because I've already done most of the editing. There's just a couple more things I need to do. And then yeah, and I'm going to start a reading vlog at some point. I don't think I'm going to do it today because I don't think my voice is up for it, but this is my reading vlog that I'm doing for Sarah the Bookish Knitter and Stormy Reads are co-hosting the retro romance readathon. So I'm doing that and I'm hoping to have that reading vlog up on Thursday the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. You can expect to see a lot of this particular outfit and tiara combo in that vlog if you end up watching it. So there's that. So do we want to do another sprint so that Megan can finish and I can do some stuff? I was going to organize my books today, but I just don't think I feel up to it. And I still haven't finished decorating my Valentine's shelf. I keep meaning to do it, but I'm going to be using the light up ivy garland, but I needed it for something else. And I didn't want to put it up until I had done the other thing. And now that I've done the other thing, I had to read books. And Megan says, yeah, I have like a half hour left of work. Then I have to go. Oh yeah, you're tutoring your students, right? Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and do another half hour if that's fine with everybody? Abby Jean just finished preparing dinner. I think it's time that I take down the Christmas decorations. Are you sure? I mean, leaving them up until Valentine's Day is a totally legit decision. Oh, B. OMG. You were paused. I wondered why 30 minutes took so long. LOL. Oh boy, you missed all the stuff, but we were about to start a 30-minute sprint. So if you want to play it back, you can. I inadvertently made a double Nintendo about cucumbers. That's why people come here, I'm sure. Oh, and he says, I missed this stuff. Oh, I turned on the uh, Valentine's tree for you. And then she says, LOL. And then she says, oh, smart. Okay, I'll take it. She says, it's so cute. I want to do a little bit more with showcasing the food tree because I've taken some pictures, but I want to do a little bit more, but who knows when that's going to happen. I think the food tree is going to be a food tree for longer than the Valentine's Day tree is going to be a Valentine's Day tree. So, yeah. So I was just going to set for 30-minute sprints because Megan still has about half an hour of work to do. And then she's got to skedaddle because she's going to be teaching people how to read English. So let me get my phone and I'm going to mute everybody and start the timer. Okay, it's time to come back. We're here. It's time to return from the productivity to the goofing around. Let me gently bring you back up to the land of goofing around. Hello, Abby Jean. I see let's see. Nicole! Why do I look so green? I look green or blue or something. I don't know. Yeah, so Nicole is here. B is here. You're done for a half hour. Yay. And I remembered this is what the tiny bananas look like. It's a little riper than it was a few days ago, but that'll happen with bananas. Anyway, this is an entire banana from the tiny banana bunch. Nicole says she loves those tiny bananas. And then she corrected herself. We know what you said. We know what you meant. You love tiny bananas. Yeah. They're dull, but I've only seen them at like the Asia grocers in Cromwell. I thought I saw them at Stop and Shop in Cromwell. Cromwell is just the land of tiny bananas, I guess. If you want tiny bananas, Cromwell's the place to go. Megan says, oh, thanks. I'm sure we have them up here. I just never noticed. Nicole says they have a slightly different flavor. Yep, popular in the Philippines. Oh my gosh. They are so good. They're a good size, which is, we love that. And I got them when they were still a little on the green side, which is how I like them anyway. And oh my gosh, they were so flavorful. Oh, I was very, very impressed. And it seems like as they get riper, I mean, I'm not a fan of the ripe banana texture, but the flavor is just really, really good. Yeah, very popular in the Philippines. And Nicole says they don't get crazy sweet. Yeah. You're like, this is doable. I don't feel like I'm drinking, or like when I eat an overripe, like larger banana, I feel like I'm like drinking a banana liqueur or something. It's just like a little too sweet and just like has a slightly fermented taste to me. And I mean, not like it doesn't taste spoiled, but it does taste overly sweet and slightly fermented. This is why you hear about wild animals getting drunk on fermented fruit. Bear tying one on with some fermented raspberries that he found in the wild or whatever. So I actually did get some physical stuff done. I thought I was just going to be like crawling into my bed or something, but Nicole says 100% agree. We're banana twinsies. My poor dad, he always liked the flavor of bananas the first time around, but they repeated on him something fierce. So he could never have them unless it was in like banana bread or something like that. It was more processed than just eating them raw. But he did like the flavor, just not when it came back. That was something you didn't want to hear, probably. Now, this is something I did. I'm going to pick you up. So if you are prone to seasickness when the computer gets moved around, I'm going to pick you up and show you that probably should. I'll leave that on for now. Okay. Oh, does anyone have a rec for a book with unknown parentage? What was I reading? Oh, The Favorites by Lane Fargo. The character Heath in that is an orphan, and he doesn't know who his parents are. I just read that yesterday because it was due today. Now, I want to see if I can show you this. You can see it. It's the twig tree. The twigs that had red and gold ornaments for Christmas now have various shades of pink and white and a little bit of red for Valentine's. I'll have a better picture of it somewhere on Instagram or something, or I'll post it in the Discord, whatever. Nicole, zipping to Goodreads. I liked it, and it has gotten a lot of good reviews. The only other book I'd read by Lane Fargo was They never learn. And this is a very, very different book from that. I talk about it in my library on Hull, which will be up tomorrow, I'm hoping. I don't think there's anything I said there that I didn't just say or that you couldn't get from Goodreads, but it'll be there. So, yes, I actually did some stuff. And I didn't think I would because, like I said, I'm feeling kind of punk. And got my juice. Okay, so how's everybody's afternoon going? I'm still feeling a little punk, but I did at least get moving around, and that helps. And then I think after the live stream is over, whenever that is, I can go for a while yet. I'm probably gonna crawl into bed and just like watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Supernatural for the rest of the day and hopefully sleep for like 12 hours or something. Megan says, good today. I got more done than I have in the last 2 days. Woohoo. Did you have a lot of interruptions over the last couple of days? Or anyway, it can take a while to hit stride, I know. Oh, I'm a little warm here. Where is my fan? Megan says, I hope you feel better soon too, Sock. Oh, well, I'm not incapacitated. I mean, I felt pretty good this morning. Like I said, I wonder if it was like going out and like wearing my heavy overcoat and going in and out of the cold and breathing the recycled air in my car. Maybe that had something to do with it. Abby Jean says, I just treated myself and ordered the rest, 3/4 of the books in Donna Fletcher's The Warrior King series. Book 2 is one of my 12 recs. I don't know if that was the one of yours that I selected. I don't remember now. Oh yeah, Nicole. I was thinking about this when I was out driving around and I started to feel a little punk. I was like, oh my gosh, did Nicole's kids share their germs with me as well? I could just see them saying, you telling them, boys, what have I told you about sharing with strangers? And they would be like, but mom, she had a little crown. Clearly, people who wear crowns are always trustworthy, and you would have to admit to the logic of it. Nicole says, oh, yay, Abby Jean, that's the best feeling. Yeah, I don't offhand remember what I picked of yours, if it was that or something else. Let me take a quick look. Oh, doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Where's 12 recs for 12 friends? 12 recs by 12 friends, 4 by, under, around, and down. And I selected my Abby Jean selection. Whoopsie. This is exciting for you all, I know. I selected, can't even read that. Okay. Abby G says, oh, you picked the Mackenzies for me. Yes, The Many Sins of Lord Cameron. Yeah, I just looked it up. Ha ha, says Nicole. Yes. Giving things to strangers in crowns. That sounds exactly like something one of my children would do. Nicole says, I love it. That's hilarious. Or maybe your children are staunch anti-monarchists and it was like germ warfare. We're like, we're gonna take her down. We don't like the monarchy. That's unearned privilege and entitlement. No, not on our watch. We did it for you, Mom. We did it for you and for freedom. Okay, I'm done now. I'm never done. Okay, so I guess that caffeine finally caught up with me. So I am, yeah. So I'm working on my shelf that I was working on last time when I discovered that fake dried moss was actually real dried moss and was very, very hard and messy to work with. So I'm doing something else. And like I said, I'll have pictures or something that I'll put on Discord, or there'll be a short probably on YouTube too, because I did the before. I should probably do the after at some point. The idea is right now I have a lot of fake snow and stuff, and gradually that will go away and springtime things will replace it. Nicole says, well, I'm not, she says the germ sharing. Well, I'm not loving the idea of sharing germs, but we might as well have a good laugh. I am pretty sure that nobody in your family reached out across like what, one or two time zones and several states to give me a case of what's going around. So I think we can absolve your sons of sin for this particular occasion. I did this all on my own. Mm. Well, for somebody who wasn't really going to do very much, I sure created a lot of chaos. It's talent. More ersatz, more fake flowers. And let's see. Yeah. And she says that actually does sound like my Enzo boy. What? Staunch anti-monarchy, or does he sound like a middle-aged lady when he talks? Because, yeah. Let's see. So, like I said, my big plans. I want to start a reading blog at some point. I was going to do it today, but I'm not sure that I will. And like I said, this is for the retro romance readathon that Sarah the Bookish Knitter and Stormy Reads are doing. And I don't know if you guys want a sneak preview of what I'll be reading, or if you want to just wait, or you don't want a sneak preview and you don't want to wait because you're not interested in retro romance. Oh, I'm still spying on my neighbors, but they're not doing anything interesting. They were doing fun stuff when during the sprints, but now they're just like kind of driving around. Did I organize the books already? Nicole wants to know. No, I did not. I didn't. I had good intentions, but I was feeling kind of punk. And the first sprint, I had have lunch, which was tasty. And now I was working on decorating the shelves. And yeah, the books are not organized. The intention is to download the Goodreads app so I can use my phone as a barcode scanner and scan all of my books into Goodreads. But that involves downloading an app for my phone, which I'm not super good at, that kind of thing, and learning to use it. And I just didn't have enough time to do that this morning. So I'm hoping by next Wednesday, I will have downloaded the app and made sure I know how to use it, because I don't want you to watch me flailing around trying to figure it out. That's not very exciting. And I don't want to be like having to run back from a sprint when I'm almost but not quite figured it out. And Nicole says, the anti-monarchy. Yeah, monarchy is a weird institution. What is retro romance? Do tell. I would be happy to tell. Retro romance, at least the way that Stormy Reads and Sarah the Bookish Knitter are using the term, means basically any romance written prior to 20 years ago. So prior to 2005, or yeah. And they say as long as if you read one retro romance during the month of February, you've participated in the readathon. They do have 3 prompts if you want, but you don't have to adhere to them. So prompt 1 is category romance, which is like that's Harlequin or Silhouette or those kinds of category romances. That's what they're called. Prompt 2 is spring or summer vibes on the cover. And prompt 3 is a trope you like. So I picked 1 Harlequin Presents from 1983 and 2 Candlelight Ecstasy Romances from 1982. And I will be doing a vlog. I'll probably have a short where I just show what the books are. And then my reading vlog will be about the experience of reading these older books. And let me see. Oh, yes, this is a fun thing my mother told me about. She went to the library yesterday. Nicole says, "Oh, I love that." Well, Sarah the Bookish Knitter and Stormy Reads. I think it's Storm Reads or Stormy Reads. It's STORMI. Anyway, they both have stuff about it on their channels. I can send you a link to one of their videos if you like. I'll DM it to you in Discord so you can learn some more. One of the books I'm reading, Escape from Desire by Penny Jordan, is actually on Kindle. It's like $3.99. I don't know if it's worth it or not because these are not long books. This is only 186 pages. And it's like over 40 years old at this point. Anyway, I think Sarah the Bookish Knitter is also going to be on Bee's show on Friday to talk about it. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She is. Well, to talk about a lot of stuff, but I'm sure that the retro romance readathon will come up. Yeah, I had forgotten about that. Oh yes, and this is exciting because yesterday it was my mom who went to the library, and when she came back, she told me that the library we go to most often, which is in Durham, Connecticut, which isn't too far from where I live, is having a Friends of the Library book sale on Saturday, and it's all romances. And it's also blind date with a book, and there are going to be prizes and stuff, and they're going to encourage socializing among different among romance readers from the community. So I am very excited for that. If I have to sleep all day tomorrow and all day Friday and all night into Saturday in order to have the energy to attend, I will. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, Nicole, I had forgotten about that. But yeah. Abby Jean says, "Oh, that sounds awesome." And Megan says, "Oh, that's fun." My mom said there was like a big prize basket at the library, but she said she forgot to see what was in it. And I said, it always occurs to me after I get home from something like that, oh, I could have whipped out my phone and taken a picture, but I never remember that at the time. And she says, "No, that's exactly what I thought. When I was telling you about it, she's like, I thought, oh, I could have taken a picture with my phone and I didn't." And Nicole says, "Thanks, Megan. I am always up for HR Rex, no matter the publication date, but I have a special place in my heart for the older stuff. I just love the nostalgia." Well, this is like, it can be historical romance. It doesn't have to be like, these three books are historical only in the they were contemporaries at the time. Now that they're over 40 years old, they're historical, I guess, in a sense. Oops. Megan says, "My library sales never have good romances." Well, and now I can't find it. Oh yeah. Those oh yeah. This alien romance that I threw across the room a few weeks ago, that was from a library sale. So mine have good romances, and then they have Keeper of the Heart. And Nicole says, "Oh, Sock, how incredible. I am thoroughly jealous." Oh, and I remembered last time I was talking about when I was setting up the books for my my Valentine's shelf, which are the same books. I didn't change them, except that I mentioned that there was an anthology, a Valentine's Day anthology that I had totally forgotten about. I found it. It's called Cupid's Kiss, and it has contributions from, let's see, it was published in 1996, and it has contributions from Patricia Hagen, Bobby Hutchinson, Linda Madel, and Bobby Smith. I've heard of Patricia Hagen. So these all take place in the United States. Pennsylvania 1850, Indiana 1889, Colorado 1885, and Tennessee 1865. I think I'm about to. It was kind of a sneeze. Anyway, what's fun about this is it's a step back, but it's a special kind of step back because this is the step back. That's this Cupid, and it says "Be Mine." It's actually a promotional postcard. and it's still in there after all these years. So, special offer, free Valentine card inside. So that's pretty cool. I'm into it. So that was the book I was talking about last week, but didn't have. And you probably all forgotten that I was even talking about it last week. Mm. Well, it's getting on toward 4, and I know Megan has to leave us. Do the rest of you want to stick around for another sprint, or do you want to scatter to the 4 winds so that we can reconvene next Wednesday? Well, actually, we'll probably reconvene on Friday, which I keep thinking is tomorrow, but today is Wednesday, not Thursday, for uh, Wake Up to Romance with B and Sarah the Bookish Knitter. I have to get going now, says Megan. Okay. Say hola to your friends, to your students, rather, or don't. Make them speak English and nothing but. That's what foreign language teachers always do. We'll only speak this language. Bye. Ugh. Okay, so I feel like I've finally gotten my second wind. just suddenly, I just suddenly realized my computer was ever so slightly unplugged, but I still look green. Must be a holdover from the makeup I did for Monday. So do we want more sprints, or is everybody need to go start working on dinner or bossing their children around or whatever? Abby Jean has until 4:30. Okay, you want to knock off another 20 or 30-minute sprint or just chit chat? Up to you guys. I'm just hanging around and reading. Okay. Well, why don't we do another? Okay, if we do a half an hour sprint starting now, we'll finish at about 20 minutes past the hour. That sprint, says Abby Jane. 20 minutes past the hour, whatever that hour is, depending on where you live. Okay. So let me phone at my phone and poke some buttons. And I'm going to mute you guys now, and I'll see you in a half an hour. Okay, it's time to step away from the chores and the accounts and the treadmill or vacuum cleaner or whatever. Oh, welcome back, Abby Jean. Welcome back. Okay. Okay, you don't need to be blinded by my floor lamp anymore. Well, I got some hardcore tidying done. I really neatened up around the place. And if Nicole's still around, I have something to share with her and anyone else who's interested, but particularly Nicole. So, tomorrow, Abby Jean says, great job. I ended up going to put the Christmas decor away tomorrow. Like I said, leaving it up until Valentine's Day is totally legit. What were you reading, if I might ask? Mm-mm. Mm. Ghost Walk by Cassandra Gannon. Nicole and I are buddy reading it actually. Ghost Walk. Ghost Walk. That sounds familiar. Okay, I think Stormy Reads was reading or had a book to read called Ghost Walk, but I think it was a different Ghost Walk, but I'm not sure. Did Heather Graham write a Ghost Walk? Nicole says, I read a few chapters. Mission accomplished. Abby Jean, our book is confusing me now. LOL. All of a sudden, so many characters are on the scene, and I'm like, who are these people? Who are they? Who are they? It's like when you go to like a party at your parents' house, like the first time after you moved out from your parents' house, and like that first like not Thanksgiving maybe, but Christmas or New Year's Eve, and you go back whether you were at college or you moved in with your sweetheart or whatever, and you go back and like all of a sudden there are all these people and you're like, what, did my parents have a life outside of me? How was that even possible? And I'm 21 years old. Why am I sitting at the kids' table? Especially since like there are all ages at the kids' table. And so there's a no alcohol at the kids' table rule. And yet I am 21. What is this about? And again, who are these people? Okay, and Abby Jean says 4th of July Revolutionary War themed hero is Ghost, and the heroine is a crime scene investigator who time travels. Maybe that was the one that Stormy Reads was talking about. Abby Jean's kids' table is better than the grown-up table. Well, I don't know what your family is like, but no, it is not. Kids' table is not better than the grown-up table. But then I always got along well with adults when I was a child. So I was like, oh, at the kids' table, they're like, oh, I don't know. They're talking about this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, but what do you think about domestic fiscal policy? What do you think about that? And they're like, who invited her again? They were saying of me, who is this person? I mean, I tried not to be too insufferable, but I was just like, I don't want to talk about this stuff. I don't care about Menudo. I care more about the soup Menudo than the boy band Menudo. Anyway, Nicole, if you are here, I have something that I found the other day, and I either got this for a buck at the Wallingford. A lot of public libraries in my area have like their own dedicated bookstores, and then they don't have robust hours, but they're open all year. They don't necessarily have robust hours because they rely on volunteers, and so yeah. So sometimes they're only open a couple of days a week. Wallingford Public Library has the bookseller, and their paperbacks, their mass market paperbacks are $1 each. Although the other day I went to the library, and just in the lobby of the main library is they have a separate entrance bookseller. Um, they had like this library shelving cart that just had free books on it. I think this was either from the dollar part or from the free part. And I looked it up on Amazon just now, and it sells for like $41, $42 plus shipping and handling and taxes. Okay. But I thought, Nicole, you might be interested in this because it is Beauty and the Beast by Hannah Howell. Once again, the Beast is absolutely hideous. Ooh, I am, says Nicole. Do share. And Abby Jean says, ooh, okay, so this was actually published in 1992. This is Zebra Books, and it's the first Zebra printing was 2007, but it was originally published in or at least originally copyright 1992. It is 336 pages long, with a preview of a book called Highland Savage, also by Hannah Howell. And are you ready? I am going to go ahead and read the summary because it is Beauty and the Beast, and we all know that is Nicole's jam. Okay, Beauty and the Beast. On the eve of her wedding to the heir of a Sauterne Manor, the stunningly beautiful Githa is shocked to learn that her betrothed, a man she barely knew, is dead. Now she must marry the new heir, Thayer Sauterne, a battle-hardened knight known as the Red Devil. Ooh, wasn't that a Marvel character? Wasn't that like Scarlett Johansson's dad in Black Widow? With a face scarred in battle and a heart broken in love, Thayer had no interest in marriage. But not even the Red Devil can break the promise his foster father made years ago, and soon finds himself, he soon finds himself married to a woman whose exquisite beauty and sweet innocence intrigue him. But can his new bride look beyond his scars to find a hidden passion and undying love locked deep inside him? Again, my lighting in here is not great, but you can see that this man is hideously scarred. Just ugh. And Nicole says, anything Beauty and the Beast, I am so there. Yes. Yes, I know. That's why I was excited to share this with you. And then it was like, oh, but if she wants to read it herself, it's like $40. Unless after I finish it, and if you don't mind giving me, if you have an address you feel comfortable sharing with me via DM, I can probably just send it to you media rate and you can enjoy it that way. And this is absolutely on. Yeah. So anyway, I think I'm hoping to get this read so that this can be my post on Instagram for Cover Lust Friday, because I think they're pretty lusty. Nicole says, swoon, it gives me all the feels. Oh, interestingly though, this is set in 1365 in England. So I think that predates the original Beauty and the Beast story. So it is a medieval romance, Beauty and the Beast, giving you all the vibes. So yeah, like I said, I will read it and I will report back to you, and I could possibly get it into your hands. Yeah, so that's that. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh, and I had the tiny banana during the break. Oh, even what I would normally consider overripe, those are just so good. Oh, and I have this thing I found the other day at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. Oh, it was Marshall's. And The nice thing about being a romance reader and having the heartfelt haven or the heartfelt hallway, I should say. Wait, she says, Nicole says, I found it on Pango. Oh, for $3. Nice. Well, if you're going to, are you going to get it? Because if you're going to get it, we could do a buddy read. It can kind of slip in between a couple of those alien romance stories. Anyway, I found this. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is the flat side that you put on the table. So it's kind of like a sideways heart. The flowers in it. They are a pale pink. I know this lighting is kind of not great at showing you the colors, but like I was saying, the nice thing about being a romance reader and having the heartfelt hallway where my romance novels are is that this sort of stuff just goes all year round. I don't care. Well, I mean, I probably wouldn't care anyway. So Abby Jean says, cute. $3 on Pango and like $42 on Amazon. Yeah, I liked it. I'll just have it around and then eventually it will go into the heartfelt hallway. Oh, I should do a book tour of a full book tour of the heartfelt hallway because I know I've shared pictures, but it's kind of hard to get the whole picture there because the weird zigzag hallway that I'm taking advantage of with that. Oh, Abby Jean says, thanks for the sprint sock. Yeah, it's getting on toward 4:30. Oh, there's a neighborhood person doing a neighborhood thing. They're just like, oh, this is very exciting. There's somebody who's doing like a little bit of a joggy jog. And this is their turnaround spot right by my driveway. Now they're going in the other direction. Okay. Nicole says she's getting it. Yay. Yeah, let me know if you want a buddy read. Because I was going to read it today or tomorrow probably, tomorrow or Friday, but I can hold off. I got plenty of other stuff I can do for Cover Lust Friday. So yeah, that's not a problem at all. I would be happy to enjoy it in your company, virtually, of course. Yeah, so Abby Jean's got to skedaddle, or she already did. So thank you for, sorry, I'm thinking we're done for the afternoon. Sold! Nicole says sold. I found one for $1.50. Oh, was this after you bought the other one? Or the $3 one was sold and now you bought I'm a little confused, but that's just normal for me. So, I wouldn't worry about it. So I think we're probably done because Megan's off teaching people on other continents how to read in English. Nicole says, suck, keeping everyone safe and catching all the shenanigans. Earlier today, I watched the Lonely Island, Andy Samberg song, Here I Go Again, which is about like snitching on your neighbors to the cops. I do not snitch. I'm no narc. I just take an interest in what people are up to. I mean, like if I saw a crime in progress, I might do something about it, but I'm not gonna like immediately go to next door and be like, oh, there was a person in a hoodie jogging. And it wouldn't necessarily occur to me that they would wear a hoodie because it's really cold out. They had a face mask. Again, it's really cold out. Nicole says, Buddy Reed, yes, I'll let you know when it's in my hands. Would be great for V-Day. Like I said, I think pretty much every day is V-Day. Mm-hmm. If you swing it right. So, there was something else I picked up today. Yes. Oh, yeah, I just automatically read it as when. Oh, look what I got. I got myself a heart-shaped box of chocolates. Mm-hmm. Are they going to last until Valentine's Day? Maybe. Wouldn't count on it. So I think we're kind of wrapping up because Abby Jean had to skedaddle. Megan is teaching people on different continents how to read in English. And yeah. So does anybody have anything they want to say before we adjourn? Yeah. That jogger using like doing his turnaround in front of my house was probably the most exciting thing that's going to happen today. I didn't see any cross country runners today. It's probably too cold for them. And I don't know. I have my back to Jeannie's house, so I don't know whether or not she's trying to back out of her driveway. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now, and I have a great evening, says Nicole. Thank you. I'm going to end the stream and end the stream, not end this dream. And I will probably see folks at least some folks on Friday on Wake Up to Romance. So, bye.